Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a bit of a different morning weather-wise for us today. We've got a lot of wind in the tree at the moment and the sun is shining. It's coming out very bright and very warm. So I'm pretty sure the prediction for today with the weather is for a hot one. So we here in Port Elliot, South Australia, I think are expecting something along the line of a 35 or 37, something like that, Celsius. So hot. We'll move ahead with our cards right now. I'm rosboundy Psychic Medium bringing you some daily cards. I'm not using the Lenormand today. I'm actually going to be doing the reading using the Kipper cards. So let's go over to them and we'll see the surprise I've got for you. Bring in your psychic senses and ask your spirit guides to join in as well. So here we go, and I haven't put that back down to a normal spread. Here we go. As you can see, I've got slightly crooked. I've got the Kipper deck. You can see that here. The Kipper deck, that is Ciro Marchetti's artwork. You've become familiar with that with my readings. I love his artwork, so that's what I use, is his decks. Rather gorgeous. As you can see, they're a glossy card, so they might be flaring a little in the sense of how they're showing up for you. Is for that because they are shiny. I'm using sort of the same spread. What I decided to do was to take what was in the guidebook that has been given as part of the kit, of course. Not all card decks have a guidebook. This one, the ones that I've been using do. I tend not to use them, but with the Kipper, because I'm not as familiar with it, I am using the guidebook. But in the back, it has this spread, because there's two spreads suggested. So I saw this, I thought, oh, look, I'll flip and see what spreads are suggested. And there is 3 pyramids. So it's a triple pyramid spread. And I'm not going to do that today, because that would be more appropriate for those who are going to have individual specific card readings, like readings and guidance along that line that is specifically to you. But what I've done, I'm adapting it to using just one of the pyramids in the shape. Our reading, the one that I've adapted for me, that reading in a slightly different shape of the pyramid, and using what it's got at the bottom is a line of 3 surprise cards, which are these 3 here, and they are laid face down. So because it is a weekend, we are Saturday the 15th of March, I decided, well, we can take a little bit more time. I'll read these 3 first, so that if you need to go because it's it's taking too long, we at least have what is still going to be the main theme as the prominent one that says courtship. We're going to have the home space here as card 38, toil and labour. It's so sad, isn't it? And with the work energy space, we're going to be reading card 25, high honour. So I'm going to do those now, and we'll leave the 3 surprise cards for later. So I'm just going to point the pencil to the one that is relevant that I'm reading right now. So it is going to be card 4, courtship. Now I'm just popping up my website there. If you're needing to book in for specific personalised readings, you may. On that one, if it's not a card spread like that link with the / readings takes you direct to the choices of the cards that I've put on the face on that page so far. I haven't got them all, so you can choose the 30-minute or the hour reading, and we can choose whatever deck I've got if you'd like to have a specific deck that I've got, like the Kipper or otherwise. Other ones, we can negotiate that. That's easy. And good morning from Sharon. Good morning, Ros and all. There we go. I just had to refocus my eyes to the print. There we go. So Good morning, Shaz. Nice to see you here. Now, we're going to card 4, the courtship card, which is the main theme. So I am going to read it from the guidebook because it is a deck that I'm still not fully familiar with. As you know, I've been for some of you, you'd know that I've been using the Lenormand deck that probably 6 years. So I just don't refer to any guidebook for that at all with the Lenormand pretty much, unless it's a new deck from someone who's got a specific theme and their interpretation. I like to check them occasionally, but generally I don't use guidebook. Kipper, I am using it at the moment, so I'm still not feeling familiar with it, but we have this as our main theme, the courtship. You get the impression from the card itself, which I shall zoom into now, and we'll move the shape around so that we've got the courtship card front and centre, basically. And, oh, good morning, Kerry. Lovely to see you here on YouTube. Lovely, lovely. And say good morning to all. So thanks, Kerry, for popping in. So with the detail of this card, what you can see is, I'm just going to get a different pointer, so I'm not moving the Apple Pencil, just so that we can point to specifics. You get the feeling just by looking at the card that it is about love and relationships, and that connection that is going to be potential for longer lasting love. We've got Cupid in the background with his arrow, I think. So he might be ready to strike. Let's see what the guidebook itself is going to show us, give us as those hints. So visiting was a major activity of the time period for people, and an enormous body of etiquette surrounded proper visiting and correct courtship. So we meet the potential couple in morning dress, seated in a restrained and proper French garden. If this card is interpreted literally about the early stages of a relationship, note that Cupid's bow is unstrung and has no arrow. No one's wildly in love yet. This card represents social life, all kinds of personal and business meetings, arrangements, clubs or groups, and friendly encounters. So it brings in quite a broad aspect of what getting to know someone is about in this one. So we're seeing that potential in front of us at the moment. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is switch this to that. We're going to be going to the toil and labour card. I've just got to shift the emphasis to there and say good morning to Fiona. Good morning, Ros girl in all around the globe. A good afternoon or good evening, which, as we know, we do have a global presence here. The numbers for today, it is a 9-day number, and with the cards, it's 4, 11, 7, adding up to the 4. It adds up and then brings down to the single digit. That is what numerology does. So we're looking at a 4 for the cards today. Okay, I'll just pop that up once more for those who want that reference. Okay, now with the toil and labour card being card 38, we have, this is a somewhat challenging card. No kidding, it looks like a lot of hard work. Look at all the lines of those threads that are being put through, needles and guides and, well, the mechanisms, isn't it? It does look like hard work. And we've got a little bit of that reflected here down the bottom in the cloth that maybe is being produced or is being rejected because it's the start or finish. Who knows? It looks a bit like something may have gone wrong. Have a look at the kitty cat. I think that's gorgeous. Anyway, it's a somewhat challenging card. So in our home space, remember, this is the energies around our own personal space and our home. Here we meet a young girl in the dreaded 19th century textile mill, tending to the dangerous and loud mechanised looms for 12 hours a day. Brutally hard manual work with the risk of losing fingers and hearing awaited these girls. Literally, this card is the low-wage manual labour, drudgery with no hope for advancement. Abstractly, it's the burdensome, thankless chore, obligations and the good intentions that are always punished. Nearby positive cards can show a way forward to a better future. So experiment with it as the female counterpart to poverty. So yes, it is giving us a bit of a hard time today in the home space. So it really feels like that toil and labour. We've got a bit of a hard day with a lot of work to do. So depending on what situation you're in around your home space, this is what's being shown to us as the potential for today. It's going to be a bit of work and a bit of a challenge. Okay, so let's move over to the High Honour card in the workspace. We'll shift that across to there. Definitely looks very military with all those cannons and the smoke that shoots out past them, because these cannons have actually been just fired. That's what it looks like to me without even looking at the guidebook. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is shifting across to card 25 and see what that specifically says. I mean, I could read all of the guide sections out of this book relevant for this number, but I'm only doing the first one. So, High Honour, this is a most enabling and positive card. Remember, this is in our workspace, that area that we are, like, this is our work energy. So this is to do with our business, if we're running a business and work, or it's to do with who, the way that we're earning our income by working for someone else. So maybe you are actually in the Defence Forces or something similar. It is giving us that impression, the energy, the meaning for what might be predominant in our earning capacity for today. So here we see the hard word to say, it's split up, cannonades, as the significator receives a 21-gun salute. So this is the honouring of you as the person of the day, as far as that's how I would interpret that. Okay, so the significator is you, the person that the reading is about. So you're going to place yourself in this position as your work day in whatever way that is for you. So it's bringing that emphasis towards what is happening for you. So literally it means trophies. It's being the recognition and honouring that whatever you're putting into your workspace, into your earning capacity, into all the ways that you're making your living, that it is honouring that. So it's the trophies, the medals, the honour, success, promotion, a raise, acing an exam or graduating with honours, those sorts of things. So you're on your way up socially or professionally. So more abstractly, it also represents anything high or tall. So we haven't got other cards. I'm not using those references. There's certainly some referring to other cards here. So it indicates the achievement, career advancement, recognition and promotions. It's virtually always business related. It has an element of work that requires knowledge as opposed to manual labour. So here we have the combination of what is manual labour and knowledge being recognised here and putting the bit of hard work into it. So because a lot of what we do, of course, comes from our home space that ends up being the influence for our workspace, don't forget. So we've got that connection there. Now I'm going to just bring this back down to the centre so that it is centred again to our original size, that the starting size, all right? Because I want us to be able to now move up to these 3 cards in a sec. Just going to zoom this way. I went a little bit far yet. I've just got to get the cards. I want to finish off the summary for this one before I start with the 3 surprise cards. So what we're delving into today, what we have as our message for the day today from just the 3 cards is the potential that we're going to have to discover within a new relationship. It is a courtship. It's something that is the beginning of whatever is a relationship that is between, well, it could be within our work or our home space, of course. And it's connecting that which is a little bit of hard work to start off any new relationship, because we're learning and adjusting about each other's likes, dislikes, the little foibles that we might have, the fun part of finding out about another and whether we are actually liking the person or not, or whether we are wanting to take things a little bit more deeply into connecting in a more serious and more intimate way. What we've got with that is it starts with some hard work, and it completes with, yes, this is the the honouring of that connection in whatever way it is. To me, it brings forward that feeling of success in the workspace, if it's a business or a work-related relationship, that is that courtship of someone that might be a partner, or what do you call them, joint venture, those types of things. It could be that that's where this is relating to. And at home, it could be meaning that what we've got is a little bit of work for what our relationship is doing at the moment. And it does make it worthwhile. It builds us stronger, more aware, and being more willing to delve into what is the next step of the relationship. All families go through different stages and steps of how things work out in that building of family. So I'm feeling that very nice cards. It's a great spread. So that can be the completion for your spread today, if you so wish and need to move on and go do your stuff today, because it feels really good. There's that sense of discovery in courtship, that we don't know everything about our potential partner or our current partner even. So go into that with an open mind, open heart, so that you are allowing that Cupid bow and arrow to be loaded at some point if needed, and really take it to the next step is what I'm getting. Okay? Now, I'm going to shift the cards. We'll zoom in and shift into what is this surprise set of cards. I'll just go down there, and I do have to move my table forward. That's what I like about having a little portable table. It's a good lightweight, so that I can move it when I need to. Now, here, before we move on to that, good morning, Ros from Sydney. Good morning. I hope you've got good weather there as well too. So thanks for popping in, Susan. And Fiona, you're curious why there was the bottom cards. You came in a little late. What I have decided to do today, because it is the Kipper deck and I don't know the cards all that well, I do use the guidebook. So I've got the guidebook open. I had a quick flip through and saw at the back there is a couple of spreads that are suggested in here. So the pyramid one was the one that I saw that I thought that'd be right for today. So, and that's another one that is in here. There's only the two samples, but this one, being the shape of the pyramid, I thought, oh, I can use the three cards as per usual. And what intrigued me was these surprise cards. So they're there laid at the bottom face down, where what we have as our usual reading is face up. So what it's suggesting with the surprise cards, of course, these are extra. I'm just going to try and find where it says. So after you've read each pyramid, turn over your surprise cards, since they tell you about something that's unexpected. So this is just a fun part that's unexpected for today, and they can tip you off that there's some good luck or a helpful person coming into your life. We don't know until we turn them over. So that's the fun part for these for today, and I'm going to use the same spread tomorrow. So I'm hopefully these can be a little more informative. As far as now, okay, so I redo the cards. What I would suggest, Fiona, is to leave that is the three pyramid cards as the numerology for those three, and we'll have the surprise cards as a separate numerology for these as well, because that will just add an extra single numerology meaning for surprise. Okay, that's just what I'd suggest. You can redo the whole set if you'd like to. That's up to you. Okay, so with these three, I'm going to do it from left to right. There's no particular meaning about, you know, past, present, future or anything. They're just going to be 3 cards that we're going to reveal. The first one is Courthouse 23. So I'll read what that is. I'll do each one as we reveal them, and then I'll do a summary of what I feel from Spirit at the finish of these 3 surprise ones. Okay, I'm just going to move it up just a tiny bit more too. It just feels, I'll do it a bit left too. There, that's a bit better. So with the Courthouse card 23, that one is, it's a somewhat challenging card. Oh, we've got some challenge. Here we meet a solicitor coming from proceedings in his weak white collar and gown. This card means lawsuits, court proceedings, divorces, wills, contracts, taxes, disputes, and all legal matters. But your solicitor is capable, so the outcome could be good if near you or near enabling cards. We'll just see at the finish, won't we, as to what's going to mean. So far away or with other challenging cards, beware. So that's just in reference to a grand tableau again. This is not a grand tableau. So you may want to settle, it depends. We're going to wait till the other surprise cards are up. It also refers to negotiations, so it can represent other formal public buildings like City Hall or post offices, motor vehicle division, all that sort of thing. Things a little more governmental, I would think. But initially the feeling is negotiations around courthouse and those types of situations that happen within those walls. Okay, now I'm going to flip the second one and we have the Privileged Lady. Oh goodness, goodness, goodness. It's a beautiful card though. Have a look at the gorgeous dress and the gardens and everything. Takes me a little bit to get to the card. Hang on a sec. Here we go. They're looking a bit crooked, isn't it? The whole thing looks a bit crooked. That's my Virgo thing, I think. I'm trying to line it up to the cards above. Okay, we meet the Privileged Lady, the epitome of wealth, ease, youth, health, beauty and charm as she strolls across the wide lawn past the orchid house. Lavishly dressed in the latest fashion, she gives us the relaxed look of a lady used to admiration. This card stands for fun, creativity, luxury, the good life, and all beautiful things. She can also be the best friend of the main female. Depends what it means for you in your life, this as far as the context of how this female sits for you. Or it could mean something in an opposite sex reading or the same sex reading, just doesn't matter. She's the female counterpart of the wealthy man. Yep, that's fair enough. It's got other references to other cards it can be paired with different meanings. And with other challenging cards, she may be wayward, headstrong and stubborn. Well, we don't have challenging cards besides the toil and labour there above. I'm still going to read these 3 in their own separate reading first, and we'll combine in a minute. Let's have a look at what the third card is going to bring us. Oh, another official military style person. Oh, goodness gracious. That looks very impressive, doesn't it? Very nice standing position that this guy's in. So, the official person does look very regal though, doesn't he? Like when you see, had to have been in many battles or positions of action to have gained medals like that too. Very impressive, isn't it? With the sword by the side. Anyway, let's read it. This is a somewhat challenging card. Here we have a challenging card. So we do have some challenges today. We meet the official person in the marble foyer of the Officers' Club, where he greets us with a fine bearing and a notched sabre. The many medals from his imperial campaigns shine against his bright red coat, as I pointed out. It's where my eye went first, actually. So, literally, he's any person in a uniform, such as a military man, police officer or fireman. As a description of another person card, he can stand for a gruff, forceful or even a humourless person. So the official person loves ceremony, pomp, hierarchy, regiments and order. Give a task to the official person and he'll make it so. Thus, next to non-person cards, it can also mean it's happening whether you like it or not. Well, this is against person cards, so you may be in a situation when you're not in control, someone else is giving the orders. So you may need to be taking some suggestions from other people today. Whether you do or not, one of the things I love about the guidance that cards bring us is these are suggested options. They are things where we can either act on or not. So it is about that is, structure, order, orders, and things that are regimented and really in that form of a hierarchy. So we're seeing from the courthouse and from the official person that there is definitely going to be some form of things suggested to us that are not possibly not going to be within our control, but we still have a good outcome because the privileged lady in the centre suggests that success and frivolity and happiness and things that are going to just plain work out. So that's what I'm feeling from the fact that this is central to what is our main theme above, as well as the connection that is connecting these two sets of cards. If this particular line of cards as the surprise cards are connected specifically to what is our initial reading with the pyramid. Okay, I'm going to zoom it down so we get the full view of all of them as much as possible, which is going to be a little difficult with the size of the cards. Hopefully you can see it enough. Okay, I know that with the Instagram it's not as easy to see. Now, before I do a bit of a summary on this, I'll say hi to Kay, morning Ros and all. You might need to watch the start again from the beginning because it is a longer reading today because I've extended it with a surprise. It's a weekend. Most of us probably do have a little bit of extra time and can spend it watching this in full right now or as the replay, of course. So good morning, Kay. And Fiona has done the surprise numerology as a single number, and that breaks down and comes down to being a 3 energy, as you can see. And I can relate with the surprise cards. Woo! That's great. That is great. I think the cards, in whatever way it is relevant for our own life experience, they relate to each and every one of us every time. That's what I so love about the cards. They really do bring forward specifics that are relevant. So let's just have another look at these. With our pyramid design, I'm relating that to being our usual 3-card spread of the theme for the day being the courtship and the potential that we've got to develop relationships with our home space, bringing a bit more of a challenge in the way that we're going to have to work at whatever is happening in our family life or our partnership with our main partner in our life that creates our family structure. Who creates with us our family structure and the way that we are seeing our work and that is earning our income, our livelihood is being honoured. So I do feel it's more interrelated with the business, the work side, that whatever potential partnerships we're developing are going to be successful, and we'll see that honouring of that today. Now, part with our surprise cards, we do certainly have the success that comes down in connection with this. I'm going to connect them now. So in connection with this, that we have that, the happy, playful, and, the energy of feeling young again if you're a middle-aged like me, or well, actually I'm more towards the older age, but for the whatever stage of life that we're in, we can still feel the joy and happiness and frivolity of privileged lady. It comes too with we have as results of earning our way too, learning and earning and being in that space of I find that it's not so much the deserved privileged lady. I'm feeling it is because there has been the work that's been made and put through our life, our efforts and the rest, that we have earned this position of being able to have some of the lovely things that we desire, that we can have the time to enjoy those moments of just, ambulating through our garden if we want, that we can spend time playing and spending our time as we desire, that we've got that spare time, that we've got that is free time. You get what I mean? So I'm thinking, because it is more indirectly below what is the courtship, that we are earning, we have gained that position as hard work. Some things might be as part of this going through the court system. You could be going through hard time with separation or divorce, or those types of things to do with the death of someone in a family, and family things being settled as wills and etc. It's bringing that sort of a level of government type of influence into it. And here I'm seeing and feeling that with this official person, it does take someone to be a leader, and that recognition, bringing it forward because it's been earned. It's been the hard yards put into gaining those medals, and the position of being able to lead someone, especially in that workspace. So that potential is for, maybe it is a raise and a change of position in your work or your business that really brings forward that is going to create your systems of being a good leader, or you as a person being a good leader, to create the systems that can place it all in those spaces and places that allow time to be in that space of enjoying the privilege. It is earned. It's a wonderful experience to move through. So it is a wonderful experience to move through building business and knowing that you're doing well and that success is there for you, and creating those wonderful times for family and friends. It gets past that to being a joyous time as family connection, and that courtship can grow into something deeper. Hopefully that's all something that you have connected with, that you can understand for your own life situation. As Fiona says here, I can relate with the surprise cards. Woo! So it's good. And here we go. Kerry, thank you. Beautiful cards. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for your comment there, as far as, well, it is. It's a thank you. I thank you guys for being here, that it really makes it a pleasure to present the cards every day as we do. I love it. So originate with the whole lot of the pyramid. Yeah. Of course, Fiona. So it's the part of the pyramid and the surprise cards connecting with it. Each separate or as the whole. Somewhere in these cards, there is only 6 cards, but there's going to be something meaning for each and every one of you. I'd be sharing with my sister-in-law, Beck. She's going through a hard time of judgment and through the court system. Yeah, and what I'm feeling and reading from these particular card spreads, this particular card spread this morning, is success in whatever there is that's passing through that courthouse. So that's my feeling of it. It is success. It's that, the hard yards have been done, and that step is the earning of what is the result of, privilege. It's moved through to success. So let her know that and believe that. Know it is. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me for such a long reading today. I've enjoyed it. Look forward to another one tomorrow in similar vein. I will do it similarly so that we can get a little bit of just a pattern for something different. Yes, it's Kipper cards, and they are a little bit different a lot different actually to the Lenormand, but it brings an extra aspect that we can look into through our lives and give us a bit more clarity, doesn't it? And that connection with spirit, because it's spirit guides giving us our meaning as we're moving through the reading. thank you so much for joining me. Certainly, don't forget you can book in for, do a personalised reading. I am available today. I'll just pop that up again today. I do have some time that I can use over this weekend for doing the readings. I don't just leave it for the weekdays. And there's other ways that you can connect with me on Facebook and that sort of thing. Just give us a yell. Messenger, I do respond to most of the Facebook Messenger stuff fairly quickly. Okie dokie. Thank you so much. Keep being the best you that you can be. Oh, Fiona, you've just put up another one. Thank you, Ros Gurley. Appreciate you, Divine Unique Energy. You've been off a bit. Oh, hope you're feeling better. Yes, success. Thank you for the validation. And all of those beautiful hearts, thank you. Each and every one of us are unique, and we need to be that. Be you. Be the best you. And live your life as you need to. Thank you so much. Namaste.